Welcome everybody. We are back into season 2 of our Get Started podcast, and our first guest is Yara, which is not only successful academically as a student, but also a lot more besides that. Welcome Yara for being here. Thank you very much. So tell us a little bit more about yourself. Who is Yara?
So first off, thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here. And the question to who I am is, it's so difficult to answer because I really try to do everything. So
That's why you're here. That's why.
Yeah, I just feel like I am interested in a lot of things, and I find it so hard to choose one path. Just sticking to the basics, I am a bachelor student in International Business Studies at FAU. I am currently the co-manager of the MUN seminar of the FAU, and other than that, to sum up, I am an aspiring entrepreneur.
Wow, that's amazing. That's really amazing. And how is it? So you are a student, you are a co-manager, and you are in the entrepreneurial area. So how do you manage that? Where does your time go? Do you have time for social life or anything?
Well, I do have time for social time, but I just personally am the kind of person, if I have too much free time, it actually does depress me. I do not like that at all. For example, here at FAU, I have such a busy life. And I did a semester abroad in South Korea. And during that semester, I felt lonely and purposeless so many times, just because I could not engage in extracurriculars as I did before, because most of them were for Korean-speaking students. And I think for me personally, I just need that. I need to fill my time with something purposeful that makes me feel like I'm taking steps forward towards my goal. So yes, I do have time for, meeting friends and socializing, but I was never the kind of person who wanted this to be, taking up my entire time.
Yeah, I totally get that. I understand. And how did it all start? So you became a student. Did you even, before you came to the FAU, did you do these stuff as well? That you were okay, I don't like being with my free time. I like to be busy. Was it before then as well, or did it start at university?
I feel like it mostly started at university simply because I was not aware of all the opportunities that were open to me during school. I mean, in university, I'm sure you can agree to that. You have stands everywhere outside with people advertising, hey,
Always.
take part in this. Yeah, they are desperate for us students. But in school, only if you really put in your own time to do research will you find any opportunities. Plus, you're always super busy with studies. I mean, you have to keep up with so many subjects.
Yeah, that's true.
So for me, I would say it officially started in university. But looking back, I feel like in my family, there have been so many ambitious women who achieved so much, and they inspired me a lot.
That's so amazing to hear. That's very nice. And when you came to the university, how was it? So do you always lived here in Nuremberg, or did you extra move here? And how did your family inspire you to slowly take those steps?
So I moved here to Nuremberg. I told my parents from early on, sorry, I'm not staying in Ingolstadt. That's where I did my high school. Because for me, Ingolstadt just always felt too small. And I feel like people do not really, I don't want to say they're not ambitious, because there are a lot of talented people. I mean, there's a really good university there. That's not what I mean. But I do feel like most people I meet, their aspiration is hey, I want to work at that firm. That's it. And I feel like I have such an untraditional way of thinking, because I always want really big things. Maybe I'm a bit too delusional. But
no, that's the right thinking, trust me.
Yeah, that's why I'm always drawn to bigger cities. Even looking at Nuremberg, sometimes I feel like it's just not enough, but it's actually a startup hub. I don't know why I'm still maybe belittling it, because even though I love the city, I don't like feeling restricted, and that's why I really wanted a change of environment after school. And my parents supported me. I mean, they don't mind that I moved out and I would say I would credit this to my elder sister, because when the oldest does it first, it's easy for the others to follow.
That's true, but I'm the oldest. So.
Did you move out?
No, I was born, raised here, everything. So, but I'm planning to, because exact of the same thinking, maybe like even bigger cities than Nuremberg.
Exactly.
So I totally get your points, definitely.
Yeah.
So what was actually the first thing you did after university? Like where was like your first participation start, maybe?
My first time actively participating in extracurriculars was, I would say, in the third semester when I became a delegate in the Model United Nations seminar.
So tell us more about it. So what is it, maybe for the people who don't know about it, and like what are the benefits, or like even now you told me now you are the co-manager at this position. So how did it start?
Well, to start off, Model United Nations is a simulation of United Nations conferences. So basically, as a delegate, you get trained to represent countries, to research, to come up with solutions for topics, globally pressing issues. And then at conferences, you meet with other delegations who, represent different countries, and you try to write a resolution together and come up with solutions for the problems. For me, it was super inspiring because I feel like it's so easy as a young person to feel like you don't really have much of an impact or much of a voice. Like generally, I feel like Model United Nations was the point where, for the first time, I felt like, hey, I actually have some kind of power, or like I have a voice. And just getting also in touch with real pressing issues, and that really shaped me, I would say, and enriched me. So I would say that was the first time I became active in university, beside, attending lectures and stuff like that and studying. I actually missed it so much that I came back as a co-manager, as you already mentioned. It's because, honestly, I am a person who a lot of times I feel imposter syndrome. And this position was offered to me before, and I did say, hey, like, no, I'm busy, first off, because I was preparing for my semester abroad, but also I just didn't feel like I would be in the position to train a delegate. I was very much still in the delegate mindset, like, hey, I'm here to learn from you, okay? But a few months ago, I participated in a conference in Madrid, and I ended up winning Best Delegate.
Wow.
Even though it has been like a year since I stepped ever again in an MUN conference. So that was the moment where I was like, you know what, maybe I could teach people.
Yeah, that's amazing. Just to mention, now I am also a member, like I am a delegate, like working towards this. So Yara is kind of my manager at this position, which is like a very amazing opportunity. So that's why it makes me even more happier and excited for what's coming up for me, because you said it shaped you in ways, and like this kind of mind shift change. I think everybody needs that, and this is a big opportunity. And obviously, like, it opens doors.
So many doors.
So thank you for that, for motivating and inspiring me at this point. And let's see what it brings. Yeah. So coming to STARTed, so how did you come actually to STARTed? Like, you first started with the delegation, and then after that, did you start or come in later?
So after the delegation ended, I felt so empty because, again, I had so much free time. So I did enroll in a program called DTA and STARTed simultaneously to fill it up, because MUN is a lot of work, so it takes a lot of time. So that's why I decided, okay, I'm just gonna join both of these programs just to fill up my time, To
balance it out, right?
Exactly. Yeah. And that's how I became a member of STARTed. I was in the marketing department. It taught me a lot, about Figma and Canva. Like, it taught me a lot of, I would say, hard skills and soft skills. I enjoyed the spirit of STARTed. I think everyone was super motivated, and even though we're in Nuremberg only for the moments where we met, we were connected to such a larger network. So you'd also kind of like get this feeling of, hey, I'm part of something big.
Yeah,
you know?
that's true. That's true. And what about DTA? Maybe you can explain more about what DTA is and what do your tasks were there.
So DTA is your typical talent program for entrepreneurship. Basically, it's a fellowship where you get together in teams and work on a startup idea, and you get workshops and mentorships, such things as how to write a business model or how to handle finances of a startup, and just figure out the details of your startup along the way. And that's what I did. I was in a team and we worked on an idea together for about a year, and then I decided to leave the team actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like they're good people, and I have nothing bad to say about them, but it's just I did not feel connected to the product that we were building anymore, and I wasn't feeling as passionate about it. I think a big mistake that we did was separating the business team from the development team so much. Like looking forward, when I start a startup again, even though I'm more on the business side, I want to be also aware of the, technical stuff as well.
No, I totally get that. And it's actually amazing that you have this self-reflection to see, okay, it's time for me to now stop this, because usually you just try to stretch everything out till the end. But if you say, okay, I think I did my part to say, okay, it's time to leave, because if you do so many things already, it's important to let one thing go.
Yeah, exactly. Honestly, it did take me a lot of time to say, hey, I'm gonna leave. We also had too many people in the team at that time. A lot of times people were like, hey, you, can you please do more? But when you're a startup this early, it almost felt like there was not that much to do to begin with, especially since we were all apart. We were not in the same location.
Oh, okay.
So it did take me a bit. I did try to find my role in the startup, but at some point I was honest to myself, could they work without me? Yes. Do I even mind if they work without me? No. So I just realized I'm not passionate about this product, and I announced pretty quickly that, hey, I'm gonna leave.
No, that's actually very important. That's really, really important. I think so many people stick to things where they actually don't want to be a part anymore. Not even against the thing, what they are doing, just in general, you feel like, oh, okay, it's nothing for me anymore. And it's important to take those steps. You said something about your entrepreneurial era now. I saw something, so maybe you want to tell me something before I spoil it.
Yeah, so I've been validating a current business idea that I have, which is basically around the textile industry. I would also refer back to MUN because it had a lot of influence from it. Basically, after I left my startup team at DTA, just so you understand, we were working on a very corporate product. Through MUN, I always felt like, hey, I actually want to work on a problem. I want to make people's lives easier. And I don't mean about, people sitting in their desk in a corporate office, no. I mean tackle actual societal problems. I'm not the biggest activist, I would say. I could be definitely more of an activist, but I do want to build something that actually improves society. And I always believe that the best startups you could build, or any solution that you try to make, is the one that you make for yourself. So basically choosing a pain point or a problem that you can relate to personally firsthand. That's why I decided to, or am trying to build a startup in the fashion industry, because I really hate fast fashion, but I'm a consumer. I'm simply so frustrated because I feel like all the ethical options are so limited. True. And they're so expensive. And the thing is, if I'm gonna pay a lot of money, I don't mind if I pay, a bit extra per piece, but it must be something I like and something I identify myself with. And the options are just so limited.
That's true.
And they're mostly like basic wear, right? Because they want to cater to as many people as possible. That's like kind of where the idea came from. Okay, like that's my pain point, I don't want to buy fast fashion, but I feel like I always have to choose between my values and style. And I also don't want to hold back on my self-expression. That's where I got the idea for Fair Stitch. Basically, it's this AI tool that helps you design the clothes as you want, like to be literal stitch by stitch, and then connect you with a maker in your region who can bring your idea to life. So you support independent makers instead of, mass consumption firms and people who exploit workers and use child labor. And a huge part of where that idea also came from is from my cultural identity, because I am originally Egyptian. And in Egypt, it's so common to just go to a designer and be like, hey, I want to make this dress, or I want to make this top.
Yeah.
It's so common. Like, it's almost like the norm if you have any event to go to a designer, And here in the Western world or in Germany,
You don't have that?
It's impossible. It's so expensive. And even if I would say, what, I'm willing to pay that much money, who do I even call? Like, I have no idea. It's basically so inaccessible. So I was like, what, I want to make this more accessible. I do realize that will not end fast fashion, but it will create an alternative where you don't have to compromise your style and value.
That's really nice. That's actually such a nice thought. The thing is, I saw your Instagram page, but I was like, oh, that's a really cool idea, but I didn't know whose it is. Like, I figured it out like from the following that was like all university people. I was like, I don't know, but that's such a, like, I loved it. I love the idea. It's so amazing because, it's like really an option. It is a step towards. You said it's like maybe not a change, but it's like a step towards to tackling this problem. Exactly. So I really loved it. And then when I saw you in the reels, I was like, oh, it's Yara. And I was so proud. I was like, amazing. Like, really
thank you so
proud
much.
of you.
Yeah, it's very much still in the early development. So I'm still doing the validating. I did get some kind of follower base on TikTok and also some signups through Google Forms. But it's a bit hard it's a bit hard to find a co-founder actually, because I do lack a lot of the technical skills. However, I always think to myself when I encounter problems like this. Well, one time I heard in a podcast, this guy was saying that you should get around rich people. So you can develop this new mindset and actually, be delusional about money in some ways, think actually I can get that money. And in my mind, I instantly went, oh, well, I don't know any rich people to get around. And he literally after that thought said, well, now you're gonna say you don't know any rich people. Well, congratulations, you're right. You're the first person to have that problem. And that was such an awakening moment for me, because now every time I encounter a problem, I'm like, you're right. You're the first one to have that problem. That problem was never figured out. And that actually drives me like that's so ridiculous to think,
Yeah, I know what you mean.
No problem is that unique, And I feel like every problem is part of entrepreneurship. It's not supposed to be easy and it's not a straight path. So even though it's still in its early stages, I'm very vocal about it and I don't mind visibility about it. Like even you saying you saw it, that makes me super happy. Even if maybe in 5 years I come here back and I say it didn't work out, it already taught me so much because I just started putting myself out there more. So yeah, don't be scared of visibility and hurdles will come, but that's
Always.
Fine. That's part of it,
Yeah. And that's like why I wanted you to be here on this podcast to be a guest. Look, we know university, like we are studying the same thing. International business can be sometimes a lot. It's not the toughest like we can have like international business, but it's like a lot to manage sometimes. And plus then having, besides that, so many things to do. It's like really amazing how some can like tackle this, you know. And I think if you have like this idea and like, you know, it takes up a lot of time. Like nobody really knows how much time, thoughts, you know, even like you want to sleep, you think about it, you know, or you want to study, you think about that, you know. It's like crazy, and you still somehow manage to do so many things. That's like crazy to some people, you know. And this is like why I wanted to be here, to inspire and motivate the others. Like, guys, there's never like less, you know, there's always more to be.
Yes, fun fact, actually, when I started validating Fair Stitch and doing the logo and all the socials, it took so much time. And maybe this is a bit irresponsible of me to admit, but I was writing my bachelor's thesis and I was pretty much at the end stage of the bachelor thesis. And I just remember every time I would sit with my friends, like we were both writing on our thesis, and she would look over and she would see me being on Figma or on CapCut, you know, like editing some stuff. And she's like, "You're doing Fair Stitch? Bro, your thesis is in like 2 weeks, focus."
Crazy.
Even though I do try to manage my time, as you said, I'm the type, I get obsessed. I think about it when I go to sleep. I think about it, like, I think, what could I do more, you know?
Yeah.
Where could I apply? Like, it even reached the point where there was a time where every day I would look, where could I apply this, or who could I reach out to, who could help me with this, you know? So yeah, I'm also like the obsessive type, as you mentioned.
Yeah, I totally get that because I'm like that too. But I haven't started anywhere. Like I have some ideas which I kind of started, but I stopped. So I'm like, okay, I have to redo it. But now my bachelor thesis is coming up, and I have to give that priority because I know
responsible.
because I know myself, I will get obsessed as well. That's why I won't even start at this point, even like as first when I'm done. But did you also like work besides that, like working student jobs, or did you just like always do like voluntary tasks?
I did do an internship at KPMG in the audit department, but honestly, I don't think that's a department that I would be wanting to work in again. Like the company has great benefits, great people. I would definitely encourage students to take it on as their first job. It's very welcoming. But I just have to say, auditing does not speak to me. Like, I got bored
That's totally understandable.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing is like for everybody. I mean, if you figure it out for yourself, it's the first step. But maybe you want to tell like how you got that internship.
Yes, so at the FAU, there's this program called Patenschaftsprogramm. And it's basically, you know, this event where companies who are partnered up with FAU are invited, and they have open slots for working student jobs and internships. And you as a student have to apply to even attend the event. And once you're in, you know, you go there in a suit, you print your CV, you talk to all the companies, and then at the end you write your top 5 companies, and the companies write their top students that they liked. And if there's a match, you'll receive a position. So it wasn't the traditional way, you know, of going through an interview and waiting for a decision, but it was more quick.
Is it every year or just like every semester?
It's every year in the summer semester.
Okay, because I think that's like an amazing opportunity for some people who are struggling with the working market we have right now. Because I mean, there are so many applications, you apply and nobody takes you, you just get rejection. So it's crazy.
Yes.
So this is like something, you know, coming towards you. It's a big opportunity.
You know, they don't even take the chance to know you, to get to know you. Like, it's so crazy. And sometimes I feel like the review of the application is more AI than it is actual humans.
Yeah.
Which is so frustrating.
It is, it definitely is. And it's so sad. I mean, especially we as students, we put so much effort in there. I don't know if your motivation behind like your engagements are also that you get like a good position later on, a good job. But like if I do everything besides university, I try to look my best side, to be better than the others, to, you know, impress those companies. And that's like where it sometimes gets very sad and frustrating when they don't appreciate it or don't see that it's not always the grades. It's not always the degree. It's always like who you are as a person and what you can bring to the team.
Exactly. And especially for me, this was like my first ever full-time internship, like professional working experience, I would say. And getting your first position is the toughest because everyone wants experience.
Yes.
And even if they say, hey, if you have no experience, you're still welcome, they're gonna pick someone with experience if it's really, you know, one-on-one. Yeah.
Definitely. I had that as well. Like, I'm working since I'm 16. And then there was like this career day. I went there and they were like, oh, you need more experience. I was like, oh, okay.
And you started at 16, that's crazy.
That was so funny. I was like, oh, maybe he doesn't look properly on my CV, but it was really funny. So yeah, the working market
like,
is
at this point,
crazy.
when should you have started, honestly? Like
when I was born.
Yeah, probably.
But yeah, so coming to the next topic, because I think we got too deep into that. You also went to Norway. There was also a program. Maybe you want to talk about that as well, because this is also crazy, like one of your side quests you have.
Yes, so I was part of the International Student Festival in Trondheim. It's such a cool festival, and I think it's the biggest international student festival with a theme. So every 2 years they have this festival and they give it a specific theme. And the one that I attended, it was Power of Youth. And again, it was such an awakening and inspiring thing to participate in. I mean, just to again, introduce the whole program, basically you sign up for the workshops you're interested in, but also you have to apply, you can't just get in. For me, I really got political in my application because, it was about power and how much power you have as a young person, and also mentioning a power conflict you think that you are, a power conflict you are experiencing in your region. So I got very political in my application, something you should never do, but they still chose me. And I realized that most people that were there, they were chosen specifically because of their unique perspective and authentic perspective. So these festivals, that's what I love about them, because you could never do that in a corporate application or in a job application. But these festivals, they want to see people who actually have an opinion,
True.
They don't want someone neutral, they want lived experience, and they also want to see you opinionated and vocal. So once you get in, you have to choose a workshop from several departments. I was in the Power of Healthcare, and there were participants from all over the world, literally. I met people from Mauritius, from Cambodia, literally everywhere, okay? And then they get you all together in this workshop and you discuss the differences, for example, for me in the healthcare systems, and discuss how healthcare can be, a big part in people's survival. And it can determine a lot about people's life, because at the end, I mean, health is one of the most important factors in someone's life, whether young or old. It determines a lot about the person that they're gonna be, if they're even able to do certain things or not. So it was a very nice topic to, ponder and wonder about. But there were also other departments like Power of Fashion, Power of Politics, Power of Sports. So it had a lot of thought-provoking programs, but it was not just workshops. There was also a lot of, see, that's what I like, when they have free time, but the free time is filled with, again, a lot of intellectual and thought-provoking activities. We had a lot of debates on if sanctions are helping with wars, for example, given by really prestigious and respected professors from Success, I think, in England. So they really invited them here and they had this whole debate. So it was very intellectual, I would say. I got a lot, I was so enriched, but also they showed us, for example, a documentary. I unfortunately forgot where it took place, but it was about a genocide. And we also had the movie director who was actually nominated for an Oscar for that movie, for that documentary, and he was there to like answer our questions, and he was there on site during the genocide. So you could really like ask him questions like, hey, how was it? How was it to live that for 7 years? Because I think he filmed for 7 years criminals the whole time, because that's the only way he could stay safe, you know? And it was just so amazing to, again, meet all these different people. Like, where can you do that here, you know? Like,
so crazy.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
Really crazy. I'm right now really buff. Like, wow, that's such an amazing experience. And this is like exactly what makes you to who you are. Like, you know, in the end, that's so amazing. Where did you actually find like these kind of projects, or like how do you come up to them? Because I think usually it just like goes under like nobody really promotes it, or like the promotion isn't like that strong so that it really reached to the right audience. Because I mean, it's too sad that if somebody really misses out opportunities like that.
Personally, I go on opportunity trackers. So there's a lot of sites that, have a lot of opportunities offered specifically for youth. So they promote like all these programs. And I found it on the LinkedIn page called Opportunities for Youth. They also have a website, and I mean, they have everything: conferences, grants, scholarships, fellowships, such short programs like the one that I attended in Norway. It's great. I applied there for a lot of programs. Of course, the competition is very tough because you're, competing with basically the whole world.
Obviously,
But sometimes you just get surprised, like I did with Norway, and you get to be part of it. And I would always encourage everyone to apply because you have nothing to lose.
That's amazing. That's really amazing. So what is like now your upcoming plans? I think Norway was now the last thing you did. Now you're like the co-manager at Valmont. What is now coming up after that?
So I'm gonna graduate in a month, and I decided to hold back yet on starting my master's, and just, to get a bit more working experience. And I'm basically open for everything. I mean, I'm still applying for a lot of things, even if it's like, very standard corporate jobs or exciting opportunities, again, like all the opportunities we talked about already. I'm just open to everything, and I don't really feel the rush of enrolling yet in a master when I don't really know exactly what to specialize in yet.
So you're open in the future for anything what's coming up, so...
Exactly. Also, like, I do want to give myself the chance to actually work, on my entrepreneurial path. And as we know, that's never a straight line. That's never bachelor's, master's, PhD. It's not like that at all. It sometimes even starts after high school for some people, which I think is super admirable. So I'm just allowing myself that freedom a little bit.
No, that's very important, and that's like the self-reflection I was talking about. I mean, if you can see back and see yourself, okay, this is what I need right now, or this is the best I think is right now for me, then sure, go for it, right? Do you have maybe anything else what you have already, what we haven't talked about, any opportunity you wanna maybe give, or anything related to STARTed that you should maybe encourage the others, like if there are some opportunities in STARTed hidden? I mean, you only saw for now the marketing department, but as you know, we have many other departments. Did you ever consider like switching to the departments? Like, did you feel like you missed out on something, or like anything related to that?
Definitely, I did definitely consider switching to departments, because I think, when you're a university student, for example, you focus on your grades a lot. You don't want to take subjects that are too difficult, because you have to balance out a lot of subjects to begin with. So student associations and such extracurriculars, they give you more freedom to experience a little bit. Like, I would have loved to, for example, be part of the IT department for a bit, just to learn about it. But I would not really want to enroll in an IT course at university, because I don't want that to damage my average, you get me?
Obviously.
So I feel like this is the place to learn, because you can't really lose much from it, Like, you'll just gain more knowledge, more skills. And there are so many nice departments, and like again, STARTed feels a lot like real impact sometimes when you gather those people, like maybe not always doing the online meetings, but when you actually plan for an event and see it unfold in front of you, and there's so many attendants, and there's so many people afterwards posting on LinkedIn, hey, this was great, hey, I love being there, hey, this was so enriching. You do feel like you had an impact, and that
you achieved something.
Exactly.
That's amazing. Yeah, that's true. That's how I feel about it as well. I mean, now with the application phase, like as the people MD, now I can truly see and watch like which people are now coming in to start, the new people who can have this chance to make an impact, to feel that they did something. And this is just amazing to have like also like this hand over it and to control it, see it. So I totally get what you mean.
Yes, exactly.
So with now wrapping it up, I'm just gonna ask you a question and you have to just answer ASAP.
Okay.
Okay, so I think we already did that, but you can just go for it. So Google Calendar or paper planner?
Google Calendar.
Okay, so no, you don't like to write it down?
I'll lose the paper, I just
Okay, early bird or late night work?
Oh, late night work.
One underestimated student skill?
Public speaking.
Okay, future project or challenge you are excited about?
All of it.
Everything.
I don't know. I'm just open to everything, and that's why everything. I can't limit it to one thing.
Sure, that's fair. One word that captures how student engagement feels?
Empowering.
I like that. I like that. Okay, so with that being said, do you have any last words you want to give our audience? Anything you want to share? Any inspiring, motivational words?
I heard that quote, so it's not by me, but I heard it and I've been thinking about it a lot lately. Someone once said that embarrassment is an underexplored emotion and that everything you want is on the other side of it. And ever since, I feel so much more encouraged to put myself out there. And, you know, visibility may feel embarrassing at the beginning, you know, your first LinkedIn post, maybe your first reel, maybe your first TikTok, maybe, hey, you're trying to be a model or something. But at the end of the day, it just starts with embarrassment, but it opens up so many doors and brings so many opportunities with it. So I guess my advice would be go embarrass yourself as much as you want.
That's so amazing. Actually, wow, that's really amazing. So happy to hear it. I think everybody should look back and see at this point. I think there's this perspective, barely some people have it, because everybody is like, oh, okay, I'm gonna embarrass myself. I'm not gonna do it. But this is actually what it is about, because otherwise you won't grow.
Yeah, I mean, look at you with your podcast. So I think that's amazing. I'm sure at the beginning it also felt a bit like awkward, like, oh, people are gonna see this, but look at you, like,
oh,
I think you're doing amazing.
You're so sweet. Thank you very much. So with that being said, thank you, Yara, for being here. You were an amazing guest, and for this first podcast of this season, thank you very much for being here. And for you guys, so stay tuned. We are back on track, and see you guys on our next podcast.